everybody, welcome. Hello. And we are going to get started today on our backs. So find yourselves on your mats, lay down on your back. I'll be right with you. So going to find your comfy space here. And start by just resting the backs of your hands down, separating your legs out a little bit, and taking a few moments to tap into some breathing, some peace, and just kind of set yourself up for a nice 60-minute practice. So follow your breaths, your way. Just finding the edges, the rise and fall. Bring your hands up towards your heart space. You can press the hands firmly together here. Spread your toes out a little bit. We're going to take the chant of Om on our backs, just seeing how that feels today. Inhale through the nose. Interlock your hands, press your palms up towards the ceiling, and reach your arms long over your head. Stretch through your toes. Maybe lift your low back up a little bit. Feel that belly button rise. Bring your left leg in towards your midline. Cross your right leg over the top. Grab your right hand and stretch over to the left side of your mat. Change hands, so grab that left wrist, bring those hands over to the right side of your mat, and feel the pull and stretch. We'll come to center, unwrap those legs, put the left on top of the right now. You can grab onto the right wrist, pull it over towards the right hand side of your mat. Squeeze the legs together, feel into your hips. Make sure you're breathing. And then change wrists. Move the hands to the other side of your mat. Push, squeeze, lengthen, and open. Travel your hands over your head and walk your feet in just a little bit here. Situate yourself and get your knees just above your hips. Your hands can be placed down to the floor either side of your hips. So just feeling it here. We're going to go ahead and reach the knees towards the left side. If you want to bring your arms wider, you're invited to. And just bring the knees over to the left side of your mat. Find that center spot. Knees over to the right. And just moving at your own pace here. Finding that stability. Trying to keep the shoulders down on the ground. Some of you might want to extend the legs up. See if you can reach them. Try to keep the right shoulder down. Come center. And then reach to the other side. See what you can do. You can also stay with those bent knees. Just seeing what works best in your body in all ways today. So. We're going to do one more each side. Last one. Ooh, I got a crack. Go ahead, bend the knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a kind of full-on squeeze here. Try to press your low back into the floor. Grab behind the thighs and gently rock up. You can face forward now if you want to. Bring your right hand, and just an easy cross-legged seat is good. Left leg on in the front. Or that might be the right leg for you if I'm thinking about it. Fingertips behind you. Let's take a twist. Look over the shoulder. So whatever hand is behind you, go ahead and grab the opposite knee so you have that little cross space. Draw your chin in towards your collarbones and pull your belly button back. Press your knees into your hands. Find a regular seat. Let's take the twist to the other side. So just gazing over that shoulder, opening across the chest. Stay grounded through the sits bones. Find your expansion across your chest. And then wrap that back hand across, crossing the arms, pushing the knees into the hands. Draw the chin in towards the collarbones. Open up through the shoulder blades. Find that regular seat. Go ahead and cross the other shin in front. Place the hands right where they were, but uncrossed. Inhale, open your heart up towards the ceiling. And exhale, pull back as deeply as you can. Inhale, open. Maybe take your gaze up. Exhale, pull back. 2 more times. Inhale, reach and open. Exhale, pull back. Inhale, find the lift. Exhale, find that resistance. Pull and stretch. And then find a nice little seat here. Bring your hands in front of you. And we're going to step back, hands and knees. So finding a nice little stack. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. You guys know that. You can find your cat, or let's start with the cow. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the gaze, lift the heart. And then exhale, push, round, ground down through the hands, tops of the feet. And then find a little flow. Make sure your breath is nice and abundant, full and flowing. One more time. Nice. So you can stay here in that nice little hands and knees position and go ahead and lift the left knee up. So some of you, if you're wanting a little more, you're going to want to come to your plank position rather than knees on the ground, and we'll find that kind of 90-degree angle at the knee. You're going to push it up 5 times. Bring that knee forward, and like you're polishing something, little circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, we must go the other direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank pose. Come back onto your knees. Stack it up and prepare for the other side. If you had that knee down, which I bet none of you did. So find that plank pose. Knees together. We've got 5, 4. Push through the heel. 3, 2, 1. Little polishing, little circles. 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank pose. This time downward facing dog. Inhale and let that go. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Interlock your hands on the back of your skull and let yourself hang here. Kind of dangle from side to side. Find a sway to your hips. Let your head go. Maybe hug it in a little bit more. Let your hands come onto the ground and set your hands underneath the fronts of your feet. Inhale. Take a nice little lift to your chest, and exhale, find a deep fold. Pull your belly button back to your spine, and go in as deeply as you can just at the beginning of your practice. Maybe the hips come forward a little bit. And then deposit your fingertips to the floor. Widen through the feet just a little bit. Set your right hand underneath your face and lift your left fingertips to the ceiling. At this time, that right or back knee can bend. You could also take a little half bind here. Breathe in. Unwrap. Left hand comes down. You can also bend that left knee, right fingertips reach up. Remember, if you took that half bind place, open up along those collarbones. Pull your belly button higher. Unwrap your arms. Walk your hands forward and find that downward facing dog. Spread your fingers out and take your time to tune in. I know you guys have probably done a million downward facing dogs by this time, so tune into the muscular action here, pulling in towards your bones. Feel the strength lifting and rising up the front side of your body, and then ground down closer with your heels. Stretch your mat out. Mine is actually stretching out right now. Then try to pull it back in. We'll step to the tops of our mats, all the way up. Again, 2 fist distance between those feet. Grab the big toes, Padangusthasana. Inhale, big lift. And exhale, generous fold over the legs. Lift your kneecaps. Press your thighs to the back of the room to open up the hamstrings. Big nourishing breaths. Release the toes. Place the hands onto your hips. Inhale, rise to stand. Nice job, you guys. So a couple sun salutations. We're going to take a few different kinds today. You can bring your big toes together to touch. If you dig that, I suggest you do it. Inhale, reach your arms over you. Maybe take your gaze and lift it. Exhale, big deep fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine away. Fingertips either on the floor or against the shins, hands down. Bring your toes to the back of your mat. You want your heels over your toes as you exhale, either to your tummy, to your thighs, and then finding that upward facing dog when you're ready. And downward facing dog. Heels approaching the ground. Fingers spreading wider. On your inhale, big lift to the heels. Exhale, all your air. Look where you're going. Inhale, float to the top of your mat. Take a nice halfway lift. Shoulders down the back. Exhale, face towards your shins. Inhale, rise all the way up. Enjoy. Hands down to the heart and to your side. Let's do it again. Inhale, let's get the blood flowing. Exhale, find a deep fold. Inhale, peel away and lengthen. Hands down, toes back. Chaturanga or your variation. Tops of the feet down, hips come forward, heart lift. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. What's become our resting pose, but ignite it a little bit here. Pull the belly button in. Feel the strength of your arms. Feel the movement of your breath. Inhale, high heels. Exhale, low knees, look forward. Step lightly, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, nice big fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands to heart and by your sides. Bend your knees a lot here. Sit deeply, fingertips can touch the floor. And then Utkatasana, chair pose. Take your gaze up. Maybe sit a little bit deeper. Lift through the toes. Bring your hands together and go ahead and take that left knee out. Nope, left elbow outside the right knee. Prayer in Utkatasana. Pull the left hip back. Set the fingertips to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Press your hands down to the floor and go through your vinyasa. Keep it strong. Maybe lift the thighs from the ground. Downward facing dog. Just about 2 breaths. The high heels, the bent knees, empty out the belly of breath. Light hop forward. Inhale, extend your spine. Feels good. Exhale, Uttanasana, nice fold. Inhale, rise high. Hands on either side of you here. Bend your knees generously. Get deep. Fingertips lift. Take your gaze up. Sit deeper. Prayer hands outside that left knee. Now try to draw the right hip back. You could always check your knees. Just find a little deeper seat. Inhale, nice halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Hands down, take it back. If you want more heat today, push-ups might be your thing. Inhale, get the heels lifted. Exhale, all your breath, get light. Come forward. Inhale, big extension. Exhale, deeper fold. Push your feet down, ignite and rise. Hands towards your heart. Take a seat here. Left elbow outside the right knee. It's going to be a little different this side. So this side you'll lift your left heel. Take your time. Maybe lift the left leg. You can point the toes. Finding some balance on that right leg. Gently step that foot back. You can use your hands if you need to. Hands to the floor. Bring the right knee towards the right tricep. See if they can touch. Step the right foot back. Vinyasa. Looks like my mic came out. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Hop to the top of the mat. There it is. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. All the way up. Hopefully it'll stay in from there. Hands to heart, sink deep. Other side, right elbow outside that left knee. Press in. We're going to lift the right heel. Might just touch. Might lift the leg. Try to find some air time. And then it's a soft step back. Hands to the floor, shoulder distance. Knee into your tricep. Step it back. Vinyasa. Here we're going to lift our right leg high. See if you could get it a little bit higher. Maybe lift the left heel also. And step the right foot forward. Ground it down to the floor, and then the back heel too. We're getting ready for warrior one. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips. Sink down and try to bring your left hip forward a little bit more. Keep the strength in your legs. We will be finding those prayer hands again, probably until you don't like them anymore. And then see if you can find the twist here, getting your left tricep outside your right knee with those warrior one legs or back foot. If that doesn't work, you can easily let that heel rise. Just see. Take your gaze up to the sky if you're outside, up to your ceiling if you're not. Sink in a little deeper. And then set the fingertips and hands down to the floor. Let's bring the right knee over to the left tricep or elbow, as I can see. Step it back. Exhale. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Left that left leg. Point the toes, maybe lift the right heel, get higher. And then take your time. Step it forward, back heel down, spread your toes out. Get a deep and firm foundation here. Reach through the fingertips. Trying to bring that right hip forward. And then we'll find those prayer hands. Come forward. And it probably, or it might feel different on one side than the other. Remember, the back heel can rise or not. Pull the left hip back. Take your gaze up to the ceiling. Little more twist. Release the hands down to the floor. We'll bring that right knee over to the left elbow or tricep. And then step it back. Go through your vinyasa here. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. Take your gaze forward. Hop light. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, fold deep. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands through your heart space, hands by your sides. Find Tadasana, a little bit of stillness, just to kind of absorb everything we've just done. Quite a lot of twisting in there. Reach up through the crown of your head. Sink deeply and more powerfully through your feet, and then feel your thighs firm up. Inhale, extend your fingertips high, gaze two. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, lift your heart, press your thighs back, hands to the ground. Bring those toes back. Chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha, and Adho Mukha Svanasana. We'll lift the right leg nice and high. This time, stepping it forward. We're going to find crescent lunge, but you could take a moment here to kind of feel into it a little bit, get that steadiness. Sometimes when we're practicing on different surfaces, it's a little different if you've got carpet under your mat. And then you can walk your hands up and reach up through your hands. Fingers spread out nice and wide. So listen carefully here. We're going to do something a little bit different. Lift the back heel higher. We're going to reach forward. Palms are facing down. And we're just going to scrape the ground, moving it back. Inhale, rising up. Reach forward. Fingertips back. Keep the front knee bent. Inhale, rising up. Here we go. Reach. Scrape. Inhale, rise up. Interlock your hands behind your head and open your heart to the sky. Just lift it a little bit. Get lighter here. Sink down a little deeper in that front leg. Interlock the hands and press the palms up to the ceiling. Nice little lift. Front foot stays the same. That back heel is going to come down. Front knee bends. Keep your hands intertwined if possible. And find kind of a nice little reverse or side reverse warrior. Reach for the back of the room. Bend the front knee a little bit more. Hopefully you're breathing. You're with me here. We're going to come back to crescent lunge. So sometimes tricky, back heel lifts. Fingertips towards the ceiling, steeple mudra, press your palms together, cross your thumbs. This is where we're going to move to the other side of the mat ever so carefully. We'll see how it works out for me. We're going to move that left foot to the back of the mat. We can drag the right foot over, lift the knee, bend it, and wrap it over like you have Garudasana legs. So right leg over the left, bend the knees, hands to the heart, and instead of Garudasana arms, that left elbow outside the thigh or knee, Press the hands into each other. If you trust yourself here, gaze to the sky or to the ceiling. A few breaths. Squeeze into those legs. A little deeper. Hands to the heart. Whoop. Let that right leg out and lift it up. Warrior 3. So kind of more of that balancing feeling. Point the toes. Lift. Bring the right knee towards the left, and we will stand one-legged Tadasana. From here, left hand can grab the outside of that leg. Right fingertips reach behind. Little dancing Shiva. If you like the extended version, you can reach through it here. Be sure to be where you're comfortable, or to challenge yourself, really. Standing tall. We're going to gently release the foot, bring it all the way through, and open up for a nice star pose. You can open your heart to the sky. Dive deeply over the legs, reaching for the outsides of your feet. Maybe crown of the head coming towards the floor here, bringing it through, lifting through your sits bones. Let your breath just flow in your body, kind of absorbing everywhere that we were. Release your hands just beneath your shoulders. Walk your hands over and outside that right foot, but kind of in front of it. Bend your left knee. And if it's opposite for you, it really doesn't matter. We will do both sides. And then just hands to the ground. Push and feel that stretch. The hands can walk over to the other foot, out in front, hands down. Bending the opposite knee. Pull and stretch. This is really fantastic. I hope it feels that way for you. We're going to walk our hands to the back edge of our mat where we didn't start out. Step that left foot back. Find a plank pose right here. Remember, you can always come to your knees. If it's better for you, that's great. And we'll do a little polishing. Bringing the knee in for 5 circles under the right side, then come the other side and do the reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to plank. Same knee, same side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side, reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank, downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Walk your hands back to your feet. Bring your feet all the way together to touch now. So see what you can do about that. Try to scoop your heels from behind. Bring your forearms behind the calves. Padahastasana. If this isn't groovy in your body, find your favorite hands to feet foot. Hands to feet pose. And get into it. Get a little closer to yourself. Kind of liberating for your spine. Feel that tailbone lift up to the sky. Root down. Get a little closer. And then let that go. Fingertips come out from under your feet. Walk your hands. Downward facing dog. We'll lift the left leg up and step it forward. We found a nice crescent lunge here. You can take your time, find the stability, the strength in the back leg. And reach the fingertips up. Feel the heart lift up a little bit. And we're going to go the other way. So last time we were pulling towards us. This time we're going to open, come down, and lift, kind of like you're splashing somebody in front of you or splashing yourself in the water. Take your time as much as you need. Another one. Intertwine the fingers behind your skull, the base of it. Open the elbows, look to the sky. Maybe bend the front knee just a little bit deeper. Lift the back heel. Finding Jupiter Mudra. Push up through the hands, extend and lengthen the arms. We'll set that back heel in and down, bend the front knee a little deeper, and then find that nice side pull here. You can go a little lower. We'll rise up. We're going to lift the back heel. So back to crescent lunge with the steeple mudra. Feeling strong. We're going to turn that back foot to the other side of the mat. Turning around, dragging that back foot, lifting the knee. Garudasana legs. Bend the right leg, wrap the left leg on top. Right elbow or right tricep outside that left thigh. Gaze to your comfort level. Maybe focus on the flower or something in your room. Squeeze the legs. Hands stay to your heart. Unwrap the leg. Send those left toes back. Point them higher. Draw knee to knee. Rise that one-legged Tadasana. Flex that foot. Hand can come outside the thigh. Fingertips reach behind you, or try it out. It's all right if you come down. No one's going to know. Just they know when I will, but right, here we go. Finding that twisted place. A little deeper. Draw the left hip down and back. And then star pose. Swing it through. Open it up. This time, intertwine your fingers behind you. Lift your heart up to the sky. Dive deeply. And just focus a little more intention and attention to where you're at right now. Take 3 full breaths. Release the hands down under your shoulders. Go ahead and we're going to bend that front knee. You can bring those back toes up to the ceiling. So we have all the usual suspects here. People like hands to prayer, hands over the head. Some people like that inner bind. But what I'd like you to do today, we've done some twisting, is come to the outside, if possible, of the right leg and be in deeply here. As deep as you can get. Still try to get those other toes reaching to the ceiling. Walking those hands back, other side. Again, you can move with the stuff that you love. You could do this, that, the other thing, all those. Or you can come and try to get a little bit into that twist. Back toes up to the ceiling, just feeling it out. Lovely. Walk back to the middle. Grab your big toes. Fold right here. Come onto your fingertips. Walk your hands to the top section of your mat. Step your Right foot across a little bit, right knee down, finding that pigeon place. Top of the left foot on the floor. You know, ladies, where you can go if this doesn't work, threading the needle, lifting your heart, finding your way forward. And if you want to twist kind of more deeply, some of you like that, you can bring that bottom arm through, gazing towards your bent knee or a little bit past it. Unwrap here, set the hands down, curl the back toes under, bring the right foot back, left knee comes forward, place the top of your right thigh, as much of it as you can on the ground, walk the fingertips forward, and if you took that twist other side, you might go there here too. Slip back onto your hands. Find your plank pose. Place your knees actually together. Sit back onto the tops of the feet. Find an embryo pose. And if you'd like a twist from here, coming to the outside of that thigh or knee, finding your prayer hands. Kind of squishing the palms together. Woo. Nice. So hopefully these twists will help with our energy levels, our optimism, our positivity. Take it to the other side. Squeeze in between the legs. Open up. Release from there. If you have a block, find it. You can find it here. And find a little seat. It's kind of the cheat. If you don't have a block, or even if you do, the heels could come on top of the block, or you could sit right here. Lift your heart up. And we're going to take the twist here. It's kind of like Pashasana noose pose. If you could get the bind all the way around, some of you might be able to. It gets a little bit easier if you lift the heels. I will not be going there, but you can reach here. You could also maybe have a seat, separate the legs, and just grab around one, which would be totally cheating if you can do it. Breathe into it. I think Lisa can do this one. Release, come center. Remember, you can go to your other side. Some of you might have the half bind. Eventually, can you believe that your two hands will touch? Maybe one of you is there. Trying to squeeze the knees together. Open up. Release that. If you do have a block on your mat, just scooch it out of the way. Bring your hands forward and step your feet back to downward facing dog and just walk it out a little bit. Maybe take some circles with the ankles. Maybe shake it out. Letting that go. Lift your right leg high. Step the right foot forward. Crescent lunge. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, interlock your hands behind your back. Lift your heart up to the ceiling. Set your back heel in and down. Draw your left shoulder forward as you fold inside that leg. Reach the crown of your head towards the floor. See if we can get a little closer. Inhale, rise, warrior two. Get nice and deep. Straighten the front leg and find triangle pose. Taking your gaze up. We're going to rise. Bring your right hand to the back of your mat. Just a simple twist here. Back thigh strong. Lift through those top fingertips. Set that left hand down. Step the left toes back. Exhale. Feel it. Press the tops of the feet down. Lift the heart, shoulders back. Downward facing dog. Left leg high. Step that foot forward. Crescent lunge. Reaching up. Intertwine the fingers behind your back here. Get it all the way up there. Bend the front knee a little more. Back heel in and down. Bring the right shoulder down with you. And find your deepest. Get into the groove right here. Get a little closer. We'll rise up for warrior two. Just a brief time here. Get the arms a little stronger. Straighten the front leg. Triangle pose. Stacking hips and shoulders. Finding your strength. We'll rise up. Left hand down, simple twist. And I'm sorry I'm going to do this with my back to you, but step that left hand forward a little bit. Find Vashisthasana, side plank. You can use the right foot, moving it down a little bit, or stack the legs. Come down, right hand to the floor. Left hand is down. And then switch it out. Vashisthasana, other side. Gaze can go up. Push that bottom hand down. Make a nice little imprint on the floor. Reach, find the energy. Left hand down. Take it all the way to the floor this time. And then just kind of swish your hips side to side. Rock it a little bit, left and right. Bend your knees. Flex your feet. Find your 90-degree angle with your elbows. Forehead can be down. Inhale. Exhale, lift the thighs. If you want, lift the heart and the arms. Come up a little bit higher, a little bit higher, little more. And then soften your right ear to the ground, backs of your hands rest down. You could also just kind of shake your ankles from side to side. Knees can stay bent or bend if they're straightened out. Bring the heels towards you. Reach for the feet. Push the forehead down into the floor. And lift your knees, pushing your hands into your feet. Lift them as high as they'll go. Then peel your heart away from the ground. Look down the bridge of your nose. And give it all your effort here, all your energy, all your lift, all your strength. And then softly let that go. Press your hands just either side of your chest. Peel yourself back. Find that little embryo pose. This time we will go for Sasangasana as a bonus if you want. Thumbs are on the outsides of the feet. Fingers are on the inside, grabbing the heels. Forehead close towards those knees. Bring the heels in together and then lift the hips. Without pressing the top of your head on the ground, lift it up. Super. Have a seat, rise up. And then you can face forward. We're going to find another twisted pose here. We should be prepared and warmed up, just depending on what's going on in your hips or in your own body. One side is always or usually typically easier on one than the other. When we're going for this, so back heels are lifted, hands come out to your side. So we're trying to get that same kind of twisted feel here. This is one where I actually think having wet beyond yoga pants works better than dry. So you want your hands shoulder distance apart, body weight comes forward. You can lift those toes off the mat, maybe extend the bottom leg, the right one, and lift the left. What? So take yours and take your time to come back. As much as you need, if you want to do it more than once. And then you'll find your way center. So working into the other side, if you have a damaged hip, like I do, one side is a lot more difficult than the other, but at least try to get there. Shifting the body weight forward, maybe just lifting a toe. Maybe that's all that wants to happen. If not, left leg long. In front of you, right leg behind. And finding that center spot when you're done. Take your time with it. Enjoy flying. I'm sure you guys look amazing. Someone's doing it. I see someone there. Good job. Perfect. We're going to just have a seat. Place the bottoms of your feet together. Lift your heart up. And fold over your legs. Rise up here. So extend your right leg. For some of you, the left foot can come in. For others of you, it might feel better to have it open here. I like the open, but you want to have your foot hugging your backside, shin on the ground. And then we can fold in, or you could take Janu Sirsasana if you wanted to, or you could separate the foot from the thigh, having it kind of in Janu Sirsasana for this Pavrita version. And twist as deeply as you can. This is kind of more of an opening to balance out all the other twisting we did. We're going to rise all the way up. Left hand comes down to the floor. Lift and find a nice little stretch. You can push into the outside of that right foot. Lift the left knee up. Little circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. Have a seat. Let's change out the legs. So the left leg extends. And if you like this one, kind of a little wider opening. I don't know, I find this easier somehow. But do what you like. And then come forward and invite in your twist. So it could be simply like this, or a little bit like this. See if you could still work on the twist. Super. We'll come over to the other side. We'll reach and stretch, lift through those hips. Pushing into the outer blade of your left foot, lifting your right knee from the ground. We got the circles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just like you're polishing something. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's have a seat. This time we're going to extend those legs nice and wide. Try to get them as wide as you could possibly take them. Keeping the feet flexed and active. You can walk the fingertips forward. So find any depth that you want. Keep it strong. Yes, you can stay seated if you want. Walking your hands back. Go ahead and bring those knees in together. Kind of reposition yourself on your mat. Bring your hands behind you here. Bend your knees and lift your hips. You can take it so that your bottom just almost scratches the floor, and then lift it up. And just a few more, igniting your strength, pushing through your heart. How about 2 more? Super. Grab the fronts of your shins and gently come onto your back. Squeeze your shins in towards you. This one, I want you to grab both shins over the top, press the shoulders into the ground, and squeeze. So I really notice this in my not so happy hip. See where you notice it. Kind of forcing your body to lengthen the spine. Let that go. Set the left foot down and extend the right leg up towards the ceiling. So you kind of straighten out the leg. You can grab behind the thigh, maybe behind the calf or the ankle, and then extend that opposite leg. Just feel a gentle pull here, pressing the left leg down towards the floor. So a few of you might want a half happy baby here, Ardha Ananda Balasana. Some of you might like to grab the toe and guide that leg out to the right hand side, trying to keep the left hip down. You could use that left hand to kind of push it down to the floor. Super. If you have the extended leg, reach it up. If you have the Ananda Balasana, try to straighten your leg. We're going to come on, and you should have some room, onto your tummies with that right leg extended here. So you've got 2 kind of letter L legs. If you want, you can try and have that bottom arm grab for the foot and look over that top shoulder. Trying to bring the right shoulder down to the ground or a little bit closer to it. As you soften your grip, you can start to roll onto your back. Bend both your knees and sway your knees like in little circles, side to side. That right knee stays bent, the left leg extends. You can walk the hands up. Finding your stretch here. If you liked that Ardha Ananda, you could find that. You could also extend that bottom leg out. If you want the toe, and to open it up here. Try to keep that right hip down and grounded. We'll slowly elevate that leg if it opened up. We're going to shift those hips over. Go ahead and bring that leg all the way over. You can come onto your tummy. And opening up here. And then when you're ready, thread that arm through. See if you can reach the outside of the foot and draw the shoulders to the ground. A lot of nice stretching for the IT band here. Whoops, don't break anything. Come onto your backs. See, we've got 2 backward bends here. If you like bridge pose, bring your heels as close to you as they will come. Maybe fingertips can reach for the outsides of the feet or the backs of the heels, and we'll lift. If you're interested in Urdhva Dhanurasana, hands up by the shoulders, fingertips touching, elbows in, use the feet, use the hands, and rise. Take at least 4 breaths in this one. Count yours. Try to arrive to a deeper spot. Take your time. Set yourself down, slowly arrive. And sway your knees from side to side. We have another one. Let's go right into it. No waiting. Push down and lift up. Again, about 4 breaths, yours. Count them out. Feel the inhale and exhale, let it go. Deepen your breath. Allow yourself to come to the floor carefully. This time your knees can come up to your chest. So you have the option to extend your legs up towards the ceiling, finding legs up the wall pose. If you're close to a tree or the wall, legs up the wall. If you like shoulder stand, find shoulder stand. Just be sure you're looking over your head and not towards your screen. If you want to try headstand to finish up today, you can find a headstand. Make sure there's nothing that you're going to fall onto, first off. If you like tripod hands, or if you like the bound version, Baddha or Mukta, bound or free, top of the head on the floor. If you're up in your shoulder stand, you can find Navasana, Halasana, toes over the head. Karnapidasana, you can find your knees outside your ears. Take a few breaths wherever you are. Maybe in Halasana, intertwine your fingers behind your back. If you took your headstand, take your time, maybe pike your hips down. If you're in Halasana or Karnapidasana, slowly find your way back to your mat. You can find a little child's pose here if you took a headstand. Matsyasana, fish pose. If you took the shoulder stand over, hands underneath your back, forearms on the floor, heart lifts, opens big and wide, crown of the head reaches to the ground, point the toes, inhale deeply, exhale, let that go. Inhale nice and deep, exhale, release it. One more big breath, inhale, your biggest one ever. Exhale, big, loud release. And wherever you are right now, set yourself up for Shavasana. Just find your way onto your backs. Let your body sink as heavy as it can right now. You're in a perfect spot, right where you need to be. Heart lifted, shoulders drawing down the back. You can separate your teeth. Get the tongue off the roof of your mouth. Everything's flowing. If you're outside, notice the birds and the breeze. And stay where you are, resting as long as you like, or take some circles with your wrists, your ankles. Reach those arms up once again. Find that length. Place your knees up towards your chest. Just kind of shuffle from one hip to the other. And then you can bring your knees maybe towards a fetal position. If you're ready to come to a seat, and don't feel rushed. You can bring your hands to the fronts of your knees, your shins, lift your heart up. Draw your hands together. Right at your heart space, shoulders back, kind of shining your light forward through the rest of your day. Hope you guys feel a new sense of energy, a lightness, a happiness. Namaste.